Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey fam. Happy Saturday. Yo, if y'all come on and you hear a little humming, I apologize. It is my mic or my camera. Good morning, Apostle. I know you love me. You love me. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button for me, Apostle. It is Saturday morning, and I decided to go live. Do I have much to talk about? Absolutely not. But are we going to talk? Heck yeah. Heck yeah, we're going to talk. Okay, we're going to talk today. I'm getting up to. I said I was going to cook breakfast, but it is. What time is it? Let me see what time it is. It's like 12 o'clock. Child, it's 12. It's girl, boy, men, women. It is 12:47. And I am just getting ready. I promised one of my sisters that I would cook um, lunch. I mean breakfast. And y'all, I haven't got up and cooked a god doggone thing. Anyway, it is Saturday. It's the first time, well, first Saturday in a while that I was just able to lay around and do nothing, and that's what I'm doing. I'm laying around doing nothing, but I decided to go live. And look at here, it's 5 of y'all on here. Let me get 5 thumbs up, okay? Thumb it up for a girl. Sharing is caring. I'm getting ready to cook some home fries, some sausage, some McGriddles, and I decided to let y'all come on in and eat with me, okay? The McGriddles is out already. Honey, my husband done pulled out all the food for us, so I don't have to worry about pulling it out. Let me let you guys see what we're having for breakfast this morning. Child, brunch. I'm gonna cook these turkey sausage for my sister Sheila because she don't eat pork nor beef. I'm gonna cook these for Woody and my mom, my sister Mary, and these are the home fries I am making. And then later on, we're going to have buffalo chicken dip. So I don't feel like cooking the chicken, so I got rotisserie chicken. This is the buffalo sauce I use. I usually get mild, but today I just got regular. It's by Sweet Baby Ray's. Honey, this is good. Honey, my husband been living with my mama a little too long. Now, he don't start buying the off-brand. Although it's public, we usually buy Philip. But nevertheless, I digress. And we're going to have these chips with the buffalo chicken dip. Let me get my McGriddles and pull my pots and pans out, and y'all hold on just a little while longer. Y'all hold on, don't leave me, okay? Maybe right back, okay? Hold on, I'm gonna get the butter. I'm gonna get the pan. I need to cut up some onions for my potatoes, and I'm gonna put the sausages in the air fryer so that'll get going. And we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to have a conversation about uh, what's going on in the world today. Although this is Doing Life with Angela, and I tell you guys, with Doing Life with Angela, we talk about life. Don't look at my hyperpigmentation. I have on no makeup. I do have on my moisturizer, but that is it. And I'm still fighting this hyperpigmentation. You see, this is the color of my body, but because of my hyperpigmentation, I'm like, I don't even know. I'm just a little bit of everything. FYI, why do the kitchen look like this? Just in case you want to know, that is the original kitchen of the house over there. That is the original kitchen of the house. Now, we moved here when I was 8. I am now 57 in 2 months, so almost 50 years we've been here. And uh, so you wonder, why is the hot water heater in the kitchen? Because this was a utility room. But that lady called my mother. She loved to cook so much that she had her utility room added into another kitchen. This is why we have a microwave, a stove, and all these cabinet spaces in here, and a stove over there. That stove over there is gas stove. We don't use it. She now store pots in it, but nevertheless, She wanted it. She got it. She wanted it. She got it. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna cook, and remember, sharing is caring. So uh, make sure you guys are thumbing it up, and invite somebody over here that come in. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about marriage. Yeah, we're doing life with Angela today. We're gonna talk about marriage. Let me get my pots. I'll be right back. Might as well say hey to the camera.
Hey to the camera.
Say hey to YouTube Live, babe.
YouTube live?
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Today we're talking about marriage. I told y'all she stored the pots in the oven. I ain't lied. The pots are in the oven. And so anyway, we're going to talk about marriage and life, and how you are able to stand, how your marriage is able to stand. These are the Dutch McGriddles that I got from Trader Joe's. Y'all, I didn't have my glasses on when I picked them up, so actually I really thought they were pancakes, but nevertheless, they are McGriddles. And I really need to get my glasses again to see how to prepare them. You could put them in the oven. I'm sure I could put them in the toaster. And they're super, you know, like the McGriddles like McDonald's have that they put on the sausage. So we're going to eat these today with some syrup, and we're going to have the sausage. And I'm going to go ahead and throw these sausages in the air fryer. And so I was talking about marriage. Woody and I have been married for 28 years. This year be 29 years. Dated Woody for 5 months before we said I do. And in those 5 months of dating, I knew that Woody was called to me by God. And y'all, even though you know your marriage was ordained by God, does not mean everything is going to be easy. Knowing that God had called Woody and I together, if you don't do things the way God called you to do them, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle. And even trying to do what God has called you to do, marriage is still a struggle. It's takes work. Is it a job? Some people say marriage is a job. Some people say marriage is work. Some people say marriage is easy. And this is why you should not compare your marriage with anyone else. I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. It's 5 of us. All of us are married or have been married. I've been married twice. I'm the baby. My oldest brother is married now for the 3rd time. My second brother, which is, the boys are older than the girl. My second brother, Adolf, I think he's on his 2nd marriage. Mom! Yeah. How many times Junior been married? Wow. How many times Junior been married? Twice. 2nd marriage. Now the first one, he really could have got an annulment because that thing didn't last more than, by the time you blink your eye and take off your underwears and put on a new pair, that marriage was over. Nevertheless, so he was married twice. My sister Sheila, she's been married once to my brother-in-law, Clive O'Brien, that's probably still on this line. And my sister Mary, she's been married once. And I say she's been married once, although she's going through the process of getting a divorce. She's been separated for about 5 years. And not that I'm trying to tell you guys in any of our business, but I'm just trying to give you a scenario so you may find yourself in the middle of one of the 5 kids that my mama had. My mom and dad was married for. Mama, how long you and daddy was married before he died? 36 years? My mom and my dad was married 35 years before my father transitioned up to heaven. Yes, honey, we had a daddy that went to heaven, okay? He was a good man. Well, he was a good father, should I say. I think eventually he became a good husband, but he was an amazing man and an amazing father. How can a person be such a wonderful father and a horrible, not saying horrible, but I'm just saying husband, or how could a man be such a wonderful husband and a horrible father? I don't know where you fall in that. I fall into having a father from a girl's point of view that thought my father could do no wrong. Thought my father could do no wrong. So in the beginning of my relationship, I probably caused more harm than good, because sometimes we feel like only girls with daddy issues cause problems in a marriage because the daddy wasn't there, or the daddy was abusive, or the daddy was a whoremonger. I'm not saying my father wasn't whoring. What I am saying is that in my eyes, I wanted my husband to be just like my father. My father was a hard worker. My father was very, very loving to his children. My father was affectionate. He hugged us, he kissed us, even his boys, he hugged and kissed on them. And so I never saw my father sick until like towards the end of his life. He started developing, well, he didn't start, he developed diabetes, and that he also got hurt working, and he used to say that if he couldn't work, he would just die. Let me check this back over here. You might, because of the sun. He would say if he couldn't work, he would die. Why am I telling you this? When my husband started getting sick, like when he get a cold or complain about his stomach, you know, I was like, my daddy never complained. My daddy would go to work sick. And so it caused you to negate what a person is experiencing. It caused you not to be, it caused you to be insensitive, because I just thought my dad was a Superman. I thought, y'all, if somebody would come in the house, it could be 10 men with 10 Uzi. And I would feel, oh, so scared for the men, honey, not for my daddy, but for the men, because my daddy was 365 pounds, like 6'3". And I just felt like if you came across my daddy in the wrong way, your butt was grass and he was a lawnmower. You know the word they say, and he was a lawnmower, because he would eat your butt up. Yes, he would. I'm saying that to say you cannot compare your marriage to your mom's marriage, your sister's marriage, your brother's marriage, your cousin, your friends, because every marriage is different, right? Every marriage is different. But what you have to do is get to the point. I'm warming up the butter, and I'm going to put the home fries in it. I was going to cut up some onions and bell peppers because I like to do that. So hold on, let me get that. Every marriage is different. And so you have to be mindful of looking in somebody else's window and wishing that their relationship was your relationship, wishing that you had what they had. Now, let me tell you about me. I used to make a lot of money, honey. I used to make a lot of money, okay? I've been doing hair since I was 21, 22 at least, and I used to make six-figure doing hair. It was easily for me to make 115,000 a year. It was easy for me to bring home over $5,000 a week, to make $1,500 a day. Now I'm just grateful if I could just make $1,500 a week, sometime a month. And so the reason why I'm telling you that is because we look at these relationships, we look at people, husbands and wife, and think, oh, I wish that was my husband. I wish my husband can do this. I wish my wife was doing this. I wish my wife was shaped like this. I wish my husband had this type of job. And you're not valuing what you have because you're on the outside looking in. And so I used to make more money than my husband. I did. I made, I was a hairstylist, although he was a barber, but where I was charging $45 a hairdo back in those days, he was charging $6, $7 for a haircut. So I made way much money than him. And so I used to look at people, husband that had great jobs and bring money in, and think, why my husband can't make that much money? I would look at people and think, why my husband can't pay all the bills? Why my husband don't do this? Why my husband don't do that? Now, granted, my husband and I live with my mom at this moment, but we've had homes. We've had two homes. Uh, so Quick sold one. No, Quick deeded two of them because we just didn't hold on to them. Why? Because we just wasn't good with our finance. And I own up to that, because half of that part, when my husband will fall short, I was selfish and I was stubborn and I was like, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of doing this. I shouldn't have to do this. I shouldn't have to do that. But ultimately, I was supposed to do whatever needed to be done to hold us up. So now we're both paying for that, right? We're both paying for it because I was so busy being angry because I'm looking at other people's marriages, right? On the outside, looking in, thinking, oh, their husband are paying all the bills. Their husband don't need their help. And so I'm thinking that what I have, that I could get better, that it was better out there, right? This is why God had to give me the slogan that he gave me years ago: close my natural eyes so I can see. Sometimes when you're looking in the natural, you can get twisted. You can put a seed. Why y'all ain't tell me to start an air fryer? Why y'all did not tell me to start an air fryer? I know y'all ain't here buzzing. Y'all could have told me to start an air fryer. We in this thing together. You're supposed to tell me to start the air fryer. But anyway, I digress. And so sometimes you're looking in your natural eyes that you can easily miss the good thing that you have. And so here's God. I had my own salon. Um, Mind you that I had my own salon, but I didn't have my own salon by myself. Why? Because my husband was the one that went in, fixed up the salon, put up the cabinets, fixed the sink, fix whatever would go wrong, do the painting, reconstruct the walls or whatever. So it was our salon, but hear me thinking it's my salon because I'm working in it. But ultimately, it was ours. And so now, although his name was still on the paperwork, because we put each other names on everything. We never leave any each other out of anything. But anyway, in my head, it's mine. And so, one point in time, my husband went to the point where he wasn't working. So now, I'm working, I'm paying the bills, and now I'm angry. I'm angry because now I have this girl that's working with me, and this girl, husband, they have a house. The husband is paying all the bills in the house. The husband bought her a new car. At one point, my husband had bought me a Mercedes also. But although he bought me a Mercedes, it's the only car that we had. And so I felt like it really wasn't my Mercedes because I was getting dropped off most of the time and getting picked up. So I'm like, this ain't my car, that's his car. It was our car. No. Nevertheless, eventually that car got, years later, it ended up having, got hit twice. So it was what you call it? totaled. It was totaled. And so before the car got totaled, I'm working hard. I'm paying the bills. I'm getting dropped off. And my friend girl, still at this time, I make a lot of money. So I'm shopping. I'm buying my own clothes. But whatever I shop, whatever I bought, even when Woody was working, I can call him and say, come downstairs and get the clothes out the car for me. I can call that. Oh, Brian, you bring me a spoon, please, a wooden spoon. I can call him and say, hey, it's too many bags in the car. I never had to hide my clothes. I never had to lie about me spending money. I never had to ask him, can I spend money? But my friend girl started working with me, and her husband bought her a new car. 4 of you guys on here, let me get 4 thumbs up. Um, um, Her husband would buy her a car. Her husband would pay all the bills. Uh-huh. But I would hear her say things like, oh, before I tell you what her she did, sometimes I would cook. Sometimes I would tell Woody I didn't feel like cooking. Sometimes I didn't want to cook. And so if I didn't want to cook, I didn't have to cook. Days that Woody was home before me, he would cook. Even if he got home later than me, because I stood so long. Sometime on Mondays and Tuesdays, I didn't get out of the bed until my kids got out of school, because what I did was, me being a cosmetologist, I worked on weekends, so I've always took one of my days off to spend it with my kids. Say hi, Di. That's my sister Sheila. And so you can stay in if you like. And so what I would do is work. Thank you, sugar. I would work and sleep. But anyway, I'm sorry. It's almost like I got ADD today. I can't stay focused. But nevertheless, ADHD, that part. Thank you, sugar. I would see her husband paying the bills. I would see that her husband bought her a new car. And then God wanted to take the scales off my eyes. And he said, look, sometimes she would come in her new car, and sometimes she would come in her raggedy car. And I'd be like, where's your car? And I'm just to save face, I'm gonna say Tony, his name was Tony and her name was Carla. She'll say, Tony got mad and he took the car from me and took the keys out, so now I had to drive this raggedy old car. Huh? Sometimes we'll be out shopping and she'll say, I gotta hear him get home before Tony get home, because I gotta cook before Tony get home, because if I don't get home and cook, Tony gonna be mad at me. And then we would go shopping and she would come back to work and her truck or car would have the bags in it. And I'm like, why you didn't ever take your clothes? Because Tony was home and he would have got mad if he saw me bring these clothes home. And then her and Tony would get in an argument, and Tony would call her all kind of biscuits in the church house and cuss her out like Sugar Honey Iced Tea, call her the garden hose and all that. And I was like, Tony talk to you like that? Woody would never talk to me like that.
My husband would never talk to me like that.
Said I.
My husband would never talk to me
And
like
so
that.
I've never understood how a woman can allow a man to talk to him any kind of way. And so you have to choose your battle. I guess to some women, they rather have a man with money and can buy them anything and treat them like a dog. Not only did Tony talk to her like a dog, not only did Tony control her with the cars and everything else, Tony was sleeping around, honey. Tony was sleeping around. Okay, Tony even had a baby out there. Out there. I mean, like, come on. Listen. Now, you have to choose what's best for you. And some people rather have money than have happiness. Some people rather have money than to have respect. I'd rather have it all. There's been times when my husband, like every year, I've always gotten a designer handbag. I'm talking about a Gucci or a Louis. I've had at least 50 Louis and Gucci's from your man on here looking, okay? I've had at least 50, no lie, Gucci's and Louis. But I've usually always give them away, because I be leaving them lying prophets, because that was before my relationship got really, really strong with God. And jealousy. You know, prophets and women of Christ and men of Christ, they be jealous and they be telling me, oh, God said give it away and he's going to give you more. And I've done that twice. But the last time, honey, they twinkle back in really, really slow. If I get through hard times, well, then I go through hard times, I will sell them. But even, and this last year, no. This last year of struggling, Woody said, do not sell my handbags. And so I still have my handbags, but I don't carry them. I'm saving them for my daughter, Morgan. If she come right now and want them, she can have them all. And so, why am I telling you all this? Don't let material things make you think that you don't have a good man or a good woman. Huh? You have to see which one she don't want. Now, you know your other sister going to be on here talking about, well, let me get one too. Which got everything and still wants some more stuff.
Yeah, who? Not
Mary,
me.
yeah,
Oh,
Mary.
say,
Got
not
everything and
me,
still
'cause
wants some
you know
more.
I don't do the designer bag, but I'll take one.
And so anyway, don't let material things make you think that you don't have a good thing. I realize that I have the best man for me. He don't he don't talk to me any kind of way. Now don't get it twisted. He yells. He used to yell a lot when we first got married. He used to be one of those that when he get mad, he'll jump in his car and back out real fast and scare down the street. I said, let me tell you something. The very next time that you want to jump in your truck, because he had a 1500, I don't know what them called, 150, anyway, a truck. And the neighbors would look at us. I said, the very next time you jump in your truck and want to skew off like you a bad man and let the neighbors know you leaving the house mad, it'll be the last time. And then, because I was a fighter, I've been arrested twice for this thing right here. And so God was trying. I had to go to anger management. When I went to anger management, it taught me to respond different. And so now I don't been in anger management. Now I'm a woman of God. So now I have to tame my tone. I have to not um, go towards violence, result to violence. And so now my husband, newly married, about a year, and every time he get angry, he wants to scream to the top of his lungs. I mean scream to the top of his lungs. Not curse, but just scream like it was supposed to scare me. And I used to be screaming to God like, God, you're trying to punk me. You're trying to make him punk me. Because I would have popped Woody in his mouth. Okay, I would have popped him dead in his mouth. Because just in case you didn't know, my mama named Willie Merle Lewis. Okay, Willie Muriel Lewis. Okay, and my mama was always, I'm going to give her 90 pounds. She says she was 96, 98 pounds. But growing up, she was been like every bit of 82 and 96 pounds. Again, I told you that my daddy was 365 pounds, 6'3". And my mama, okay, Willie Merle Lewis, didn't take no trash off my daddy, okay? My mama will whoop his tail. Now, granted, he could have whooped her, but he knew not to whoop her. But my mama was not scared of him. So I ain't scared of Woody. I ain't scared of no man. I ain't scared. Period. I ain't scared. I just choose peace, right? Because I live for Christ. But don't get it twisted. I will still fight you with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And Michael and Gabriel gonna come and help me whoop your tail if you do something you ain't got no business doing. I digress. And so I say that Woody has never called me out of my name. He's never put his hands on me. Uh, he's never tricked on me to my knowledge. There's a story there. Now, Woody gonna say I talk way too much. But when we first got married, the first year, was it the first year? No, I'm lying. The second year Woody and I got married, y'all. He had a little crush on this girl at BSO, and she looked like him. But I really believe nothing happened. I think it was new, right? It was new. But that prophet in me, come on, that discerning in me, the Holy Ghost in me, peep that thing, okay? And nip that thing in the bud. And I've never, ever had another problem out of Woody. I'm not saying I have. Can y'all hear me now? Hey Andrew, just tune in. Don't know what's the conversation about, but interested. I'm talking about being married, and it ain't easy. And I'm cooking breakfast at the same time. It is not easy being married. Being married for 28 years, you have to learn to give and take, and it's compromising. And also talking about we cooking breakfast, honey. We cooking some home fries, Apostle Clive. We cooking some McGriddles. Ooh, ooh. We cooking some turkey sausage for your wife, here at Farms, and we're cooking some smoked sausage, Georgia sausage for me, Woody, and Mama. And later on, we're gonna cook this, make this rotisserie chicken into some buffalo chicken dip. That's what we're gonna do. But anyway, gotta get my food ready for my sister. And so what I'm saying is that you can never measure your marriage up to anyone else. And sometimes you're going to go through hard times, and the enemy is going to try to tell you that your marriage is not worth fighting for. Lies. Now, if he's beating you, that's a different story. I mean, there are some things that I won't tolerate, and you will. You may say that you won't have a man with no money. Well, granted, my man got a job. He got some money. He just don't have a lot of money. Granted, that, he do the best he can at this time. But in that, we do believe that God's going to turn our situation around. God is going to make our ladder greater. And so, don't look at what somebody else have and negate what you have. Now, again, if your man is whooping on you, I'm going to tell you to run. Now, whether you're going to take my advice, maybe not. But if your man whooping on you, I'm going to tell you to run. You have to know what's your boundaries. You have to know what your deal breaker is. Deal breaker for me may not be a deal breaker for you. Like, deal breaker, my man bringing home a baby and wanting me to take care of it, that's a deal breaker for me. That may not be a deal breaker for you, and I'm not judging you. I listen and don't judge. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, but that's something that I cannot take. You may say you can't take a man who can't buy you the finer things in life, so you have to figure out what's best for you. And in that, you can't let outside noise speak louder to you than what your marriage or what God has said for your marriage, your purpose in your marriage. And so before you try to judge your marriage or measure your marriage up to someone else's marriage, make sure that you listen to the voice of the Holy Ghost, because everything that looks good is not good. And as my husband like to say, we think the grass is greener on the other side. And the reason why the grass is greener on the other side, because it got a lot of sugar, honey, iced tea in it. That's right. It got a lot of shit in it. I said it. Yeah, it got a lot of sugar, honey, iced tea in it. That makes it looks green, right? Maneuver. Fertilizer is made out of sugar, honey, iced tea. And so it looks like it's better than what you got, but you don't realize deep down in that grass is a lot of sugar, honey, iced tea. It's abuse, it's misuse, it's not valuing, it's distrust, it's lack of loyalty, it's lack of respect. And so you don't know what the Joneses are doing or how the Joneses are getting what they got. So don't try to compete with the Joneses, honey. The Joneses may be over there doing some illegal stuff, okay? The Joneses may be over there doing threesome and foursome, and you don't know. The Joneses may be over there doing some credit card frauds. You just don't know what the Joneses are doing over there. So you don't want to try to compare your life to someone else's life, nor your marriage. Be grateful if your husband respect you, if your husband honor you and treat you like, the words say, love your wife as Christ loved the church. And he gave himself for us, so your husband is willing to compromise for you. Your husband is willing to give you everything he can and then some. Yeah, Sharon, you don't know what these people are doing behind closed doors. You don't know if the wife is getting whooped. You don't know if the wife is whooping the husband. You don't know. You just don't know. So don't be jealous. Don't be envy. Don't look at the outside. Like I said, it's 5 of us, and our siblings' marriage, all our marriages are different. My brother in Atlanta, he cooks, he cleans, his wife works. You know, my brother got hurt for years and he wasn't able to work, but at the same time, he cooked, he cleaned. And so you got to make sure that you're doing the best for each other and that you're getting something out of it. Don't let anybody use you or mistreat you. My brother who just got married, he's newly married. He's on his three times as a charm. He's on his third marriage, and you know they're starting over. They're starting over with. The good thing is their kids are grown and there's new marriage, so they don't have any blended family that they have to deal with. So I believe that this one worked. This one will work. And my sister and her husband Clive O'Brien, I'm saying their whole name. I'm so sorry. My sister and my brother-in-law has been married for 20 some years. Hold on. 22 years. They've been married for 22 years. They only dated, I think, 2 weeks before they said I do. Oh, they beat me and Woody. My Lord and my God. So they're dated 2 weeks and they are still married. And so, huh? 6 weeks. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I see 6 weeks. So even in that, Woody and I dated for 5 months. But I did know Woody for three and a half years, y'all, before I married him. You know why? You know why I know Woody? Because he used to be my ex-husband and my boys' barber. Okay, so that's how I met Woody. He was my ex-husband's barber, and then after my ex-husband and I got a divorce, he still was my son barber as well as 22 years March 19th, as well as my second son's barber. Then he became my barber. And so eventually, when I told the Lord what I wanted in a man, out of nowhere, Woody had never tried to talk to me. He never flirted with me. All he would ask me is how I wanted my boy's hair cut, and I would tell him, and he would tell me how much it was. And I never knew Woody liked me. You know why? That nigga ain't never gave me a discount on them boys' haircut. And I used to give him a tip. You know what? I need to talk to him about that. I should tell Woody he owed me some money. But when we did start dating, he did start cutting their hair for free. Yes, sir. He had to cut their hair for free because he was getting their mama nookie. Now, he didn't get my nookie until I said I do. Maybe one time before I said I do. I'm lying. Maybe a week or two before I said I do. But anyway, that's neither here or there. What I'm saying is, don't judge the book by the cover, honey, because God knows exactly what you need and who he needs in your life. And when you obey the word of God, not the man, but the word of God, then you will have respect for the man. Because I remember when Woody and I got married. Y'all want me to tell y'all a story? So when Woody and I got married, it was on a Saturday. It was on a Saturday in 1998. I married Woody one morning in my saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost self. I had stayed the night with him and gave him my stuff. He woke up and said, let's get married. Back it up. I had already decided to marry him, so we already had got our license and, make sure everything was okay. And so we were supposed to get married in April of the following year. But November 2nd, somebody say November 2nd, put in the comment, November 2nd. November 2nd on a Saturday, this Negro wake up and say, let's get married today. I said, what? He said, let's get married today. And I said, okay. Mind you, I'm saying okay because it's Saturday. Where you gonna get married at on a Saturday? The courthouse closed, okay? And ain't nobody finna marry us on a Saturday. And you know what the Negro said? He said, I'm gonna find somebody to marry me. Girl, I had no intention. I had no intention on marrying him on November 2nd. No intention. But I said, yeah, because I felt like he wasn't going to find nobody to make us say, I do. So that morning I got up and I put on this mini dress. It was black and had flowers in it, like pinkish and bluish and white flowers in it. And he went to work with a pair of blue jeans, some dirty Nautica sneakers, and a Nautica top. shirt. Men don't wear top. A Nautica collar shirt. And so he kept calling the shop. He was like, "You got a break?" I was like, "No, I ain't got no break." He was like, "I found somebody to marry us." So now I'm working at the Oakland Park Flea Market, y'all. And I'm saying, okay, okay. He called me back. He said, "You got a break?" I was like, "No, I ain't got no break." And so the flea market closed at 9 o'clock. I don't wash my hair, relax my hair. I'm sitting at my station because now I don't want to leave. Now I don't want to go. And next thing I know, I look in the mirror and there he go. Bam! Standing out there looking at me. I was like, oh my God. So anyway, he said, "Let's go." So he come pick me up. We go to his apartment to pick up the license because we already had the license. So we go pick up the license. So while he's in the car, while he's in the house getting the license, I'm calling my sister O'Brien. And I'm like, she wasn't O'Brien then. So I call her Diane. Don't y'all call her Diane. Okay, we're not allowed to call her Diane anymore. Since she got saved, and filled with the Holy Ghost and fire baptized, tongue talk, the Lord changed her name. Don't want to call her Diane because she's no longer the Diane in the past. She's now Sheila. So we have to call her Sheila. But anyway, I called her and I said, "O'Brien," I'm sorry, it's my habit. I'm like, "Diane, he want to get married now." She was like, "You're going to marry him?" I was like, "I don't want to get married." I said, "But I'm going to go ahead and get married." And we went to this lady house. She was a NOLA Republican. A NOLA Republican. Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't be coming at me about my Ebonics, but nevertheless, he found this lady that he knew that would marry us. And it was like 10:30 at night. We went and got married. And the lady wanted to say, "Do you promise to love and obey?" And I stopped that lady. I said, "Hold up. Wait 1 minute. Put a pin in it. Me not obeying nobody. He not my daddy." So anyway, I was like, I'm not saying that obey things, but I will honor and cherish him to life and health. And I don't know if I say riches are poor, but nevertheless, we don't have the riches and the poor, and we're doing a little bit of poor right now. And anyway, I still thank God for it. I still thank God for him. Hey, Lori. And so it was 10:30 at night, and we went and got married. And I did not think I was going to get married at that time. And so many people said that we would not last. Even I said that. My big sister Mary, she was saying we wouldn't last. She used to tell Woody, "I don't know why you don't leave her." No, I don't say that. I don't say leave. She was like, "I don't know what you see in her. She is so mean. She is so mean." She swear I'm meaner than her. But girl, it is delusional. Everybody say delusional. Delusional. Nevertheless, we kind of got each other back with that meanness. Nevertheless, but I didn't think we were going to stay married, and people didn't think we would stay married. They gave us 6 months. They didn't get no one, I don't think, gave me a year to be married, except for my father and also my best friend, Tanya Shields. She always said that she knew Woody was the man for me. Even in the times when I wanted to leave Woody, just be out of my selfish ways, only because right? Okay, that obey thing. Out of my selfish ways, I said I wanted to get married for money. I just didn't want to go through. I had went through a lot with my first husband, and I just didn't want to endure some things. But God knows all things. In my father passing, he said that I had a good man. He said, "Just be patient." He also told Woody that I was a good woman. I was spoiled. He should have beat me a little more, but she grown now, so don't try to beat me. And if he ever get tired of me, bring me back to where he got me from, to him. And I told my dad that Woody and I got married in November instead of in April. And my dad said he was so glad that we got married. He don't know why we was waiting so long. And the first week of February, my father transitioned to heaven. So I'm grateful that I got a chance to have my father stand with me, because we didn't have a wedding. We got married in that lady house. That lady who I don't even remember her name, but it's somebody that wouldn't know. I don't know her. And we end up having a reception at the home that I was living in. That's another story, girl. That's a story. When I get to maybe 5,000, I'll share that story with y'all. And my dad was able to approve of Woody. My daddy was able to put his stamp of approval of Woody. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because in the midst of my struggles, it held me. It held me that, you know, my daddy knew this man. My daddy approved this man. So I don't want to end up with someone who my daddy don't approve. My first husband, when I was getting married, we was walking down the aisle, and my daddy was telling me, "You ain't got to do this now. You ain't got to do this." Okay, for saying you ain't got to do this is to saying you got yourself something good. Now I want to hold on to what he said. You got yourself something good. Yes, my daddy was the best father ever, the best father ever. And so don't compare your marriage to anyone. Don't allow what you see on the outside to make you not value what you have in your home. My sister Sheila and her husband marriage is totally different from my husband. My husband is married. My sister is very submissive. If I'm saying that right, she's very honorable. She's taught me some things, but she's one of those that don't make a payment purchase without her husband. They do the same for each other. I'm married 28 years. I ain't got that yet. I feel like I could do whatever I want to do. But at the same time, I am the person that's not going to do anything anymore to harm us. Now, I've spent our money before. Yes, I have. I've spent our money and be like, come up with it. Do what you got to do. This is my money. I can do what the heck I want to do with it. But I'm mature now. I'm growner than that. But, you know, so I can't look at her marriage and want her marriage to be like my marriage is, and vice versa. My sister married. She waited until she was like 50, I think, to get married, and felt like we all felt like she had the man that God had called her to do. But remember when I say that even if God called you to someone, there's stipulation, right? It's predicated on some things. It's predicated on you doing what God has called you to do. It's predicated to you following the rules of the word as far as a marriage. And when a person don't do that, then the marriage is violated. Then the covenant is not kept. And so unfortunately that's what happened to my sister, because of the other side didn't want to line up with the will of God. But nevertheless, God is still God in her life. My brothers, like I said, I have a brother that's in Atlanta that cooks and cleans, and he makes the money, he makes things, he do things, and then his wife just go to work and she don't have to worry about cooking nor cleaning. And so you got another person that feel like they always have to do the cooking and the cleaning. I don't do whatever the heck I don't want to do, and that's because my husband allowed it. So I don't know what your husband or your wife allow you to do, but what I'm going to tell you is don't judge your marriage on someone else's. Married to Woody 28 years. I never have to clean the bathroom. I don't know. Lately, I be trying to have to tell him the bathroom need to be cleaned. But I'm gonna give him some. I'm gonna give Woody a little leeway here, because I know he got a lot on his mind. But I never used to have to go to the grocery store. But living here, that lady called my mama. She always makes me go to the grocery store, and I hate the grocery store. But now I don't hate it as much because it's something I'm having to do. I go to the grocery store every week, if not 3-4 times out of the week for her. And so I have women that have to go to the grocery store. They have to clean up the bathroom. They have to scrub the toilet. They have to mop. My sister Sheila, she don't mop. So you have to do what's best for you. And I think that's about it, y'all. Do what's best for you. This is my sister's breakfast. I'm going to have to run this over to her before it gets too cold. And then I'm going to come back and cook my McGriddle. And I just want to tell y'all, thank you for listening to me. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, because, you know, I'm at 3, and it's been 10 of y'all on here at one time. But I only got 3 thumbs up. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up. And follow me. Follow me if you happen to just glaze by and don't subscribe to my channel, please do. As you already know, honey, we hit 1,000. Yes, huh? We had 1,004. How about that? 1,004. And at the end of this month, I am going to do a giveaway for a black brand. And I think that black brand that I'm going to give away is going to be everything in marriage is different. Follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. Exactly, that's right. The black brand that I'm going to give away is going to be a spring break watch. Consider it a spring break as well as we're going into the summer. So I'm going to be giving away a spring break watch to the winner. since we hit 1,000. Yes, Sharon, thank you, girl. It was a long time coming. Now if we could just get these watch hours up, and I'm gonna come back live. And again, I apologize if you guys hear a little humming, like my muffle, but nevertheless, my phone needs a new front mic. But we ain't gonna get it. We ain't gonna get it. We ain't gonna get it because I am not giving Apple $600 for a phone, a number 13 phone for a mic. Y'all just gonna hear me until somebody bless me with a new one, because I can't get them. I can't get them $600. Not right now. I got too much to give out. We got too much to do. So forgive me for the humming, okay? Forgive me for the humming. But we will be showing up more with the humming. Yes, we will be showing up humming. Hey, so if you're on this live, do me a favor. If you see where there's a creator on here named Laura, what's her name? Laura's Life. It's Laura's Life. Subscribe to her channel, especially if you're a woman that likes makeup. Subscribe to her channel. She have all the newest information, all the come on in.
Fancy.
That's my cousin. How you came up here because I showed the plate? Y'all was watching me live?
No, I came to drop your niece off.
Oh, don't act like that.
Yeah, so we can finish.
Okay, well take this to your mama.
She coming.
Oh, say hi to my niece, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
She's gonna be on my social media talk show. Just in case you guys don't know, I have a social media talk show. Social media talk show that's called Be True to You. That's BTRUE, the number 2, the letter U talk show. You can subscribe to our channel on YouTube, as well as just follow me on Instagram with Be True to You talk show, and you can follow me on Facebook at Angela Lewis Warren, where we go live every Monday with a segment. And she's gonna come on as one. She's been married for how long? 5 years?
No, this year made 8 years.
Shut up! Well, that messes with the sleep.
8 years. This year
Okay,
made 8
8-year marriage, but she's a new mom, and she's gonna talk to you guys about the process of getting pregnant and some of the issues that women of colors have to endure, and sometimes they don't tell us. So y'all stay tuned for that. I'll get her next week, Monday. If not, in 2 to 3 weeks, she'll be on the show. And so stay tuned for that. What did you say, O'Brien?
I was saying, what, did you make enough food?
Yeah. You want something?
Yeah, I want some of everything.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
Oh, well, we're married.
She's coming.
Okay, put the
I had to bring y'all people over.
oh, well, put that in there and pull the serve out.
All right.
O'Brien, let me tell you about my sister channel. She is the coach and the cook. Let me see if I can find her.
Why you make no tea?
We don't have any. You got to buy some.
Okay, I'll get some.
The coach and the cook. Follow her channel as well. She cooks as well as she ministers. And my sister Mary is on here, and her channel is Doing Life with Mary, and she's going to also start coming on, sharing more information. Do me a favor. Anybody that you see on here, sharing, okay? Follow each other. Support one another. Because let me tell you something. The best thing we can do is get our butt on this social media. I'm talking about get your butt on the social media, honey. People are on YouTube more than they're watching regular TV. And if you're a new creator, YouTube is pushing out new content right now. New creators content. So this is the best time for you to get on here and flood, okay? And be consistent in your flooding. I try to show up at least every week. I was trying to do 2 to 3 videos a week, but that didn't work out because I don't edit. My husband edit, and like I said, he's going through a lot right now, mental. I'm trying to get him some counseling. Like I got some counseling, and so it's too much to make him push out 3 videos for me, plus edit my talk show, plus just deal with what he's dealing with in life. But show up for yourself. I don't care how many times you started something. I keep saying this. I don't care how many times you ran out the fence gung-ho. I don't care how many times you created something and stopped. I don't care. Show up and shoot YouTube. You don't have to look at, excuse me, my sinus. Look at YouTubers and feel like you don't have what they have. Everything don't have to be polished. You look at content creators and you think, oh, my house is not white. Oh, my house is not big. Oh, I'm not buying designer things. Nobody want to hear what I'm saying. Y'all, look at me. I'm cooking with a water heater, okay? A water heater in the kitchen. Not to mention What a light socket? Yeah, what the heck is the light socket? You know why I tell y'all things like that? Because for one, you feel like you can't show up if your aesthetic is not perfect. And honey, you gotta talk about yourself before anybody else talk about you. Cause they're gonna talk about you. They're gonna talk about that girl was in here with no light fixture and she had a water heater in front of the kitchen, in the kitchen. They're gonna talk about all that. So you got to take your power back. How do you take your power back? You tell your story before anybody else tell your story. Okay, you tell your story before anyone else tells your story. 2008, God gave me the word, be true to you. BTRU. The letter 2 and the number U. And I was thinking it was just about making t-shirts because I started out with t-shirts. And then when I got my first salon, I named it Be True to Your Hair because now I'm thinking it's just a word. But as I went through life, as trials hit me, okay, as I went through a scandal, as I ended up being stalked, as my left breast ended up on Facebook for everyone to see, Be True to You came alive. And I was like, that's why you gave me that word. He wanted me to be okay with the good, the bad, the ugly about myself. He wanted me to be able to accept the things that I cannot change. And he wanted me to put on my big girl panties and do the work to change the things that I can. And so that's what Be True to You is all about. He even gave me the colors, yellow, black, and white. For yellow is show yourself friendly. The Bible says show yourself friendly. White is he can wash any sin away. Black as we are so powerful together. And so that's why I always say in everything you do, always be true to you. So when you're true to yourself, no one can hold anything against you. When you're true to yourself, you don't have to worry about trying to show up in different masks on your face. You show up your authentic self. And then when you're true to yourself, you don't have to pretend to be anything or anyone that you're not. And so that's why we do Be True to You. That's why I can show up in my raggedness. That's why I can show up with my hyperpigmentation skin. I can even show up with my bald head looking like a chill pad. I can show up in my authentic self and still love me. And so you got to get to the place where you can love yourself. You got to get to the place where you don't have to pretend to be anything. You got to get to the place where you're not ashamed of people saying anything about you, right? That's why I can tell my story as far as where I came from. I can share my story and what my husband is going through. I don't share all the details because we're still going to court, so it's on a certain things that we can say. And so here's my sister Mary. This is my sister Mary. Mary, how long you been married?
What?
How long you been married?
I don't know, about 11 years.
Okay, 11 years. This is what I say. Like, if it's even though you know God has come over, I can't see you. Even though you know God has called you, if a person is not willing to line up, then it's not gonna do what God has called you to do. But she still love God, and she's still showing up.
And I did this to the marriage.
And
bye-bye.
Yeah, we don't like to talk to her about marriage because that thing don't. She'll be like, "That's not your plate. Your plate is in there. I fix it already. Get the syrup and get your hands off these sausage."
Who food that is?
I
didn't want sausage. I want bacon.
I didn't have to cook no bacon, so bring no sausage back in there and I'll cook you some bacon.
No, why I can't have both of them?
Because you said you didn't want sausage.
How many sausage you had? Jimmy Choo, product, and I don't know what.
Oh, you did a cocktail. Anyway, y'all, this is my older sister. Sheila is the.
I'm her young sister.
She's the oldest.
Oh, she's getting them out because y'all got insurance.
I don't know, but anyway, y'all, all I want to do is tell you
Where's
to
food at?
be okay with who you are. Show up in your authentic self. And when you do that, you don't have to worry about what your aesthetic look like. You're just being real. You're not putting on anything. You're not fronting. And a lot of people say they don't like social media because people pretend to be something that they're not. Baby, I'm not pretending. And you're not going to pretend. I'm not pretending to be nothing. I can tell y'all, I drive a 2025 Cadillac, and I live in a 4-bedroom house. And I can pretend like it's all mine. I got it together, but I don't told y'all before. That's my mama car that I drive every day. I don't even let her drive her own car no more. And I've been driving her car since she got it, okay? That's my mama car, and I live with my mama. But at the same time, I'm okay with me. Be okay with you. That's it. Be okay with you. Don't let anybody try to shame you or make you feel like you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, or you don't have enough. Don't think that you got to pretend to be something that you're not. And again, don't you dare measure your marriage up to someone else's. Don't do that. And with that, you can't go wrong. So again, thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Please turn on your notification bell so you don't miss me when I show up. Look and see who's in the comment and follow them. Subscribe to their channel. Support. Let black people support black people. It is so many black people on this YouTube platform, but you see more Caucasian and white people that's advancing more. So in order to push out the YouTube, you have to make sure you like people's content. You got to make sure you leave a comment. Honey, and watching the view is free. All you got to do is turn on your device and let it play. It's free to support somebody. It don't cost you a dime. All it costs you is a pushing of a button. Pushing of a button. That's it. So I love you guys. I thank you for listening to me. I thank you for subscribing to my channel. I thank you for celebrating me that we hit 1,000. Let me do my 1,000 dance for y'all. Go Angie. Go Angie. Go subscribers. Go. I really can't dance, but nevertheless. Anyway, I love you guys with the love of the Lord, and I love you with my whole heart, and I'm so grateful for this community that we're building together. Remember, in everything you do, always be true to you. I love you. I mean,
I did. I
bye, y'all. Say bye, Dad. Say bye. So long. Farewell.